the source of the Nile. Flowing from Lake Victoria, it is at this point in Jinja, Uganda, that the mighty Nile, the longest river in the world, starts its 6,650-kilometer journey through the Sudan and Egypt before it finally pours into the Mediterranean Sea. A few kilometers downstream starts a 12-mile stretch of the White Nile River through 8 world-class rapids, one of the most spectacular whitewater rafting destinations in the world. Perfect destination for adrenaline rush, adventure-seeking traveler. It is considered the safest rafting experience in the world with the highest safety standards.
Nothing you have to worry about because the river is safe, no crocodiles, no hippos, okay?
The thrilling excitement of paddling at full strength propels the raft into the rapids, sending it nose-diving into giant standing wave, instantly flipping over, catapulting the passengers into the river. Gut-wrenching experience is punctuated by drift in placid waters, stretches of the river. Through amazing scenery and seeing a large array of bird life and the green frothy waves crashing into one another.
Absolutely amazing. I enjoyed it so much. I've traveled a lot and extensively, but this was definitely one of the most amazing things I've done so far. And yeah, the adrenaline, the nature, it's absolutely spectacular. Really, really nice.
The magnificent Sipi Falls. Thousands of gallons of water a minute dropping down 100 meters rock. Sipi Falls is a series of 3 thundering waterfalls which lie on the edge of Mount Elgon National Park in eastern district of Kapchorwa, Uganda, near the Kenyan border, approximately 227 kilometers from Kampala. A breathtaking spectacular sight, unimaginable to be abseiled by a human being. Yet, the Sipi Falls are arguably the best place for abseiling, guided by well-trained guides from Robe's Rolling Rock. For the daredevils, adventure lovers looking for a rush of adrenaline, abseiling Sipi Falls is unforgettable, exhilarating Uganda experience. The nerve-wracking, adrenaline-filled adventure of having to rappel down adjacent magnificent roar of the Great Shebonet Waterfalls. The close proximity of the falling water, the mist from the fall embracing you as you descend, and panoramic views provide a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This waterfall has a sizable plunge pool. Abseilers can dive in for a swim in the cold waters. Sipi also offers one of the best hiking experiences in Uganda. The hike involves visiting each of the 3 waterfalls, which are located at different elevations along the mountain. It takes about 3 hours to hike all the 3 Sipi Falls. The paths to the falls are approximately 7 to 8 kilometers, with each hike in a different adventure and new discoveries guided by professional tour guide that knows the ins and outs of the place. The waterfall forms a nice natural shower which can go under and enjoy the cold pour, especially after a tiring hike. Man-made cave offers a wonderful behind-the-waterfall experience where you can sit silently in the shadow of the gushing waterfalls that have created a sort of a curtain to the cave. Mabira Forest. A dense, natural, tranquil rainforest covering a total land area of 306 square kilometers, gazetted as a protected area. Located 44 kilometers east of Kampala city, Mabira Forest hides one of this region's best-kept secret: zip lining. This is where it begins. Using strict international safety standards with climbing gears and arch-high rope, participants are belayed up the first tree, a strategic springboard to the whole system.
You okay? Huh?
The Mabira zipline system sends you soaring between the tallest trees in the rainforest, led to pass through ancient trees by experienced sky captains across a network of 5 zip lines that stretches 250 meters across River Musania. High up in the canopy, one is able to enjoy a view of the forest layers, mammals and birds, a rare adventurous opportunity to shed off your city skin and roar into the forest canopy super skyway from tree to tree. The adrenaline-charged experience ends with being repelled on a 78-meter diagonal zip back to the ground. Forest walk through 68 kilometers well-maintained trails provides an opportunity to view ancient tree species, plants, mammals and bird species. Bungee jumping, another one of the adrenaline-raising activities on the Nile. Although it's done in very few African countries, experiencing jumping into the world's longest river cannot be compared to any other place on Earth. Following the New Zealand-Australian bungee jumping standards, the highly trained and experienced professional crews prepare the participants to ensure that the activity is not only fun-filled, but also comfortably safe. Before jumping, a participant is harnessed up in the right safety jumping gear. With both legs tied with a single bungee rope to allow the participant fall freely, a participant is led to jump from a platform down the 44 meters tower. The main thrill comes from the initial descent, which takes a few seconds as the rope bounces back and forth before finally touching the Nile water. Diving down a tower and touching the River Nile provides one of the most spectacular views imaginable. It is one of the scariest experiences, yet most adventurous activity one can do in one's lifetime. After reaching the bottom and touching the Nile, guides will be waiting with a boat to receive and untie the participant and take him to a relaxing recovery place. Bungee jumping is a very safe sport and no accident has ever occurred since the activity was introduced more than 10 years ago. The all-terrain adventures quad biking. A very unique hobby in that adventure-seeking tourists will not need a quad biking experience to do this activity. A free training session is conducted before each safari. After a little spin on the practice circuit, it's time to explore the paths and trails crisscrossing the nearby countryside. Following the lead biker in an organized line, the quad biking safari takes you through well-defined roads away from the main road, thus the chances of encountering a car are minimal. Quad bikes love mud, and so will you, sliding across the puddles and potholes. Quad biking along the beautiful banks of the Victoria Nile is a real blast, offering a lot of attractive and scenic views of both fauna and flora along the way. Trips are tailored to suit the rider's ability and give the best possible adventure. The Rwenzoris, a towering range of mountains in western Uganda along the Democratic Republic of Congo border. Approximately 120 kilometers long and 60 kilometers wide, comprised of a group of mountains referred to as massifs separated by deep gorges, the highest being Mount Stanley at 5,109 meters. The mountains also boast of lush vegetation which ranges from tropical rainforest through alpine meadows to waterfalls, making it one of Africa's most beautiful alpine areas. Popularly referred to as the Mountains of the Moon because of their snow-capped whiteness and also the fact that starlight beamed down on the convex glaciers causes them to glow like resting lunar crescent. The range's upper regions provides a stunning view of permanently snow-capped and glaciated mountains a few kilometers away from the equator line. The mountains are a world-class hiking and mountaineering destination. A 6 to 12-day trek will get skilled climbers to the summit of Margarita, the highest point at 5,109 meters above sea level. Named after Queen Margherita of Italy by its first Italian conquerors in 1906, Margarita is the third highest peak in Africa. Climbing Rwenzori requires greater technical skills and endurance. The ascent is steep, and a trekker needs a degree of stamina-based fitness training to cope with the rapid gains in altitude, scaling the mountain step by wary step, gulping air deeply, crampons biting into 40 degrees slopes, temples pounding as one approaches 5,000 meters.
Almost there.
Surrounded by glaciers and rocky peaks, one is able to stare south down the Albertine Rift Valley to Lake George and west into the Democratic Republic of Congo. Indeed, a memorable, thrilling experience hiking and climbing the mystical, magical Rwenzoris. Uganda is a land of great scenic beauty, and the abundant water bodies constitute the numerous aspects of the attribute. Formed as a result of volcanicity millions of years ago, the magnificent Bunyaruguru craters and crater lakes in western Uganda attest to the profound splendor. 33 in number, the lakes are dotted all over in a small zone covering only 985 square kilometers, making Bunyaruguru one of the few places in the world with concentration of crater lakes in such a small area. Bowl-shaped giant depressions with incredibly vertical sides, some dropping down 200 meters. Perfect setting for steep climb adventure-seeking enthusiasts. The hot springs of Chitagata, a classical site of the emergence of geothermically heated groundwater on the surface of the earth. Located 350 kilometers west of Ugandan capital Kampala by road, the two hot springs adjacent to each other produce the hot water that can warm up to 80 degrees centigrade. The water, which is believed to possess healing powers, is a popular spot for people with ailments who use it twice a day to drink and to bathe. It is also a popular destination for adventure-seeking tourists who visit to view the uniqueness of the feature. The scenery to the site is breathtaking, with conical hills and inselbergs characterized with beautiful green vegetation of trees and grass. Indeed, from the profound, breathtaking physical features, the abundant water bodies, to the incredible diversity in the flora and fauna, Uganda is indisputably the perfect destination for the adventure-seeking adrenaline rush traveler.